And as the room fill up, be sure to hit that like button. Share this content. Let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys sports, talk, and beyond. Cowboys are who they are. Micah can't change that. Parsons, for those who don't know. But let's see. You can push it. Come on with it. Wise move or nah. Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Come on with it. And as the room fill up, be sure to hit the like button, share this content. Let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys sports, talk, and beyond. Come on with it. This including the ice wall, by the way. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday to you. Come on with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Happy Friday to everybody. Appreciate everybody who still attended Cowboys and Chill last night. I wasn't able to make that trip. I clearly forgot that I had a dance recital. Lauren and London, they had the dance recital, and you know how it is with Christmas time. You got to do that Christmas time stuff. And it was really, 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 really great to see them dance around in their ballerina stuff, you know. So shout out to all of the girl dads that try to talk to the ballerina instructor and say, hey, you know, Thursdays, y'all can't switch it to Friday. You know, it's like planning something on the Super Bowl. But neither here nor there. The main thing is the main thing. They had a great time, and Daddy-Law was there. So family is more important than all of that. So appreciate everybody for tuning in, and all of the other dads out there, you know, it's good to be second and third place because I'm the number one dad in the world. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can take y'all number 2s and number 3s and number 4s and number 5s down the stretch, but I'm number one. But I appreciate everybody. Come on with it. All right, Parsons. Shout out to you, Ed. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Jerry! You know, Jerry, you're right. Law family is important. And that's why you go to the edge of the earth to protect your son, Stephen Jones, right? And Charlotte and them. But I will say this, though. When we look at everything, let me know if the audio is straight. So yesterday, Parsons pretty much said, I don't need $40 million. I don't need $35 million. I don't need $30 million. I don't want to be the highest paid player in the National Football League on the defensive side of the coin. I want more guys. I like our guys, basically approach, and he's fighting into the hands of what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones love to say. So it hit me after, you know, you give over 24 hours of thought on that. It started to hit me as I read the comments, and people were like, yeah, man, you know, imagine, close your eyes and imagine if Dak Prescott had that mindset, or imagine if CeeDee Lamb had that mindset, or imagine that all of the players had that mindset. We would be unstoppable. We would have X, Y, and Z. And then I started strolling around, and I started to look at some of the topic lines here, and my guy Andre Jackson says, why can't Dak do what Micah said he was willing to do? Then the front office can be active in the free agency. And then it hit me. A philosophy and a principle is still a philosophy and a principle. right? Cowboys front office, when Dak was the cheapest quarterback for 4 years on a rookie's contract. We're going to pull that up. And it hit me like, yeah, when we were paying dog food money to Dak Prescott, who did we go out there and go grab? So I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but this is a situation whereas now we got to point out the truth. And if we point out the truth and we say it loud enough, maybe that can also steer the ship into the right direction. Because all this is doing, because a principle, like I say, in the philosophy are things that you're going to always do regardless of the situation. And they still gonna put them raisins. Like, hey, what you doing? A pack of raisins? Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, why you putting it on the potato salad? Hey, this is what we do around here, you know. So it is what it is. So now Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones really can't say, well, we got to pay X, Y, and Z, because if Micah Parsons said from his mouth to everybody's ears that, hey, I'm not willing to get $40 to $50 million. I'm willing to get paid dog water, right? And the Joneses still use that same, hey, you know, we got this, we got that. This could be applied pressure. But is it a wise move, Rico? Huh? You know, ice cold cowboy raising Mike McCarthy. And Jay, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Nah. King Pablo was good. Jerry Jones, how? Yeah. And this is crazy because on that, let me say this. Let me pull this up right quick. On that documentary, one of the things that stood out more than anything is what Jerry said about this. I don't know if y'all can see that. Look at his little smug face, you know. And I know you're in the chat, Jerry, but I got to talk about you because it's bigger. It's bigger than winning football games. Yeah, that's what he's. Let me slide it so you can see the Netflix logo and everything. Yeah. You the owner of the America's team. You the owner of the Cowboys. Nothing should be bigger than winning football games. Nothing, Jerry. You're supposed to always want to win, you know. So, yeah. When you let the sunlight come through the stadium, do you think it's bigger than winning football games? You know, he's the human squirrel. Y'all crazy. Yeah. So what I'm saying here is.
But what is your counter? What is your damn count?
Oh, Jerry, don't get mad at me now. These are your words, so I'm using your words against you, you know. So when you said that from your mouth to everybody else's ears out here that you would write a check out, there's not a check big enough that you will write to get us to the Super Bowl, then Micah Parsons is putting that on the table right now. Right? He's saying he don't want the money, right? So he's taking away a third of y'all arguments, right? So at the end of the day, the sunlight is Jerry Illuminati ritual. Yeah. Y'all crazy. Yeah. So Greg says, Jerry.
What's your point?
Yeah. Okay, let me get to it, Jerry. Don't run me off, all right? So my guy, my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover. He did some research a couple years back, and he says notable free agents, and his name is Skywalker Steele. He said notable, and if you don't know who Skywalker Steele is by now, then you're not a Cowboy fan if you following this channel, you know. But shout out to my guy Cowboy Sports and everything that's been watching here. Shout out to you, Angie, Tony Brown, C. Clark, appreciate y'all. But he works for Skywalker Steele. He works with this A to Z Sports Dallas. So he came up with this beautiful overlay. And it says notable free agent signings between 2016 to 2021. We had Alfred Morris, salute to him, Benson, Mayowa, Nolan Carroll, shout out to Nolan Carroll, Stephen Pyer, Coney Ailey, Cedric Thornton, George Iloka, Randall Cobbs, Kerry Hyder, Trayvon Austin, Big Tay, Jamez Olawale, who remember that? Jamez Olawale, baby, Jonathan Cooper, Everson Griffin, Andy Dalton, who can read better and can write better and can throw better, but just can't play better for some reason. Darryl Worleys of the world, right? And Alden Smith, Dontario Poe, come on, baby. Ha ha or hee hee Clinton Dix. We had J-Rock, shout out to my guy. Dalmonte, not Jay-Z, but KZ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to him. Malik Hooker. Shout out to Malik Hooker. Brett Urban, Carlos Watkins, Keanu O'Neal, and Terrell Bassam. So those were the guys that were signed before we had to pay this big money for Rain Dakota Prescott, when we was giving that dog water for payments, right? So let me ask you guys this. You think that just because Micah Parsons now is going to take maybe $10 million less, we going to sign notable guys? Come on, let me know. Put it in the chat. I need to know. I want to know. I got to know, Cowboy Nation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when we had the money. We had the money. So the bomb squad, you know what I'm saying? Sure. So let me know who's going to do something. Now, to be fair, we don't know who's all available in free agency now due to the simple strength that the season is still in process right now. So we don't know what major free agent player is going to be out there. But do you guys believe that any of those boys are going to get in there? And this is Sky Walker's list here. And, of course, I think Gerald I think you guys putting his name in the chat. And some other people in the names in the chat that may not be on this list, and the list could be even longer. But who y'all think that the Cowboys really gonna go get outside of James Washington? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know, man. Don't blame me. It's my wonderful son, Stephen Jones, that signed these players. I feel you. Jera always glazing. Oh, my goodness. Clarence said, what's good with you, dog? Why can't Micah just want to be a Cowboys for life and take less? We all know that the jobs don't want to spend. Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, they like bargain bins in UFL guys. Yeah. Greenlaw. Yeah. We talked about bringing in Greenlaw for a cup of coffee. Martavius Bryant, 5th time. Yeah. Bring him back. Okay. A clearance approach. Okay, I see y'all. Blame it on the oil, laughing my ass off. So my thing is, the take less approach ain't gonna do anything. It sounds good on paper, but a principle and a philosophy is what it is, And I'm not being a Debbie Downer or anything like that. Here's what I want the Cowboys to do. Before the draft, I want them to make sure that they make the necessary moves to dance into free agency so that when we go into the draft, we're not shopping or grocery shopping, in better terms, on an empty stomach. Yeah, and we don't have to go and get the IR boys and get somebody who's coming off of an IR who hurt, majority of the time of their career, or AARP boys. We don't want to go get nobody that's 38, 39, It's like, hey, we got Calais Campbell, come on, man. Hey, he's nice, I'm like, nah, man, the dude old, man. He was in school with Moses, So that's just where we go at it from here. Also want to touch a little bit because on Fridays, my guy Troy Aikman speaks, and he spoke a little bit on Cooper Rush and as well as with this team in the directions of where they going. So let's listen in to Troy Aikman and let's get things going. Happy Friday to you all. Can y'all do me a huge favor? I see low participation. And I do know that low participation is based off or reflecting because of the fact that we are a losing team and nobody like to jump into a losing team's podcast because I'm only seeing 130 people here watching. I feel y'all, because I've been here long enough to know that when we win and everybody tuning in, but when we don't win, nobody tune in. But for those that are tuning in, there's a like button, there's a share button, and then there is a community tab button where you can go in and start commenting and these sorts of things. If you guys can do that for me, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat when you like and you share this content. And I know that the 130 people that's watching right now, at least we can get things going from here. I know times are tough right now, but y'all, it ain't that tough, man. Y'all come on, hit that like button. It don't cost you nothing. Just like, share, and then join the notification squad all the way up with your boy, and let's get this thing going. Or we don't have to go long. We can just leave right now. Y'all ready to go? Y'all ready for me to go? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
Some big plays as well.
A lot of that on the back of Cooper Rush's career day. From a quarterback perspective, what did you see that he really did well?
Oh, I think he just is, he's obviously very comfortable with the offense. He's been in it a while. I think he's done a good job overall for the most part. They were able to get some big plays as well. It's been a hard thing to come by for the most part with this team. But I think Cooper Rush, what he's been able to do since he became the backup, having been with the Cowboys for a while now, and I think he's the perfect guy in that position. The challenge always is as a backup that – it's a great job, and I think a lot of people out there would say being a backup quarterback in the NFL, it's pretty nice. It is until you have to play, and then if you play, you have to win, and that's what he's been able to do for the most part. So if you go in and you lose, then the next year they're looking for another backup. So when he's been given his opportunities, he's made the most of them, and I like him a lot. I think he's got a great demeanor. And then, of course, when Dak's healthy, he's someone who can step in without a whole lot of work during the week, and very similar in a lot of ways to what I had with Jason Garrett as my backup for many years.
Troy, we love you because you're a straight shooter. You call it like you see it, and you don't sugarcoat things. And because of that, there's no one on earth I'd rather ask this question than you because I know you'll tell us the truth.
Yeah, okay.
As we're in the midst,
Can't wait for the question.
We're in the end of what's been a pretty crappy Cowboys season, and we've been talking this week about how there's, from where we sit, not a whole lot's going to be different. So, having said that, looking into the near-term future, when you look at this Cowboys organization, what do you see to be optimistic about?
Well, I think, coming into this year, obviously the last 3 years, this team's been really good. And I know there's a frustration amongst the fans that the team hasn't done more in the postseason. I'm certain there's a frustration amongst the players and the organization in that regard as well. It's hard to reconcile with the success they've had, not just the last 3 years, but you go back for a number of years and you start looking at regular season wins. The Cowboys are in the top 10, certainly, maybe top 5 for the most part, and yet they haven't had that run in the postseason in 30 years, and that's the part that's really hard to imagine. I think coming into this year, coming off of a disappointing postseason last year in the home loss to Green Bay, that it just felt to me like there was a bit of a cloud hanging over this team, and I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe Maybe it's because there wasn't more activity in free agency. I think
ain't no
most
maybe.
people wanted to see that based on the players that had left, and we didn't see anyone coming in to replace those players, good players that had left and gone elsewhere.
And that's one of the things that we all kind of looked at last year. And we looked at this right here and said, okay, is this team, a lot of people ask, was this team a better team than what it was last season? And a lot of us kind of looked at it like, okay, the pieces that we did lose, it wasn't like monumental pieces, to be fair, right? All right, so when you look at that and you say, all right, cool. But what the problem was that the Cowboys didn't have the foresight to see down the stretch of the injuries, right? So even though you lost a few players, you didn't replenish what you lost, or you didn't replace what you lost. That's a better way to say it, or the same thing to say it. And what happened ultimately is that your injuries, your depth parts of what you had last year was even worse than what you have now, because of the fact that you lost all of the guys that normally comes in and fill in those voided areas. So if the Cowboys, only way that they would have been able to pull this off, in my opinion, if Micah Parsons never got hurt this season, and if Sam Williams never got hurt this season, and whoever else that we had on defense like Bland, if he never got hurt this season, close your eyes and imagine. We can all say that maybe we are +3 or maybe we are +4 in the win to loss category, and we won't even be having this conversation. But by the fact that all of your star-studded players got hurt, like your Diggs, of course, like your Overshawns, he's hurt now and he's out. Of course, like Bland, he was hurt for a majority of the season. Law, all of those boys that got hurt. Now it's hard to really quantify what this team really was from, or what this team really is from, or versus last year. And let me ask y'all this, though. Just be 1,000. We'll just be 1,000 with you. At face value, if you can just defense only, I ain't even talking about offense at this point. If you were to line up last year's defense versus this year's defense, head to head, who would win? If both healthy, if both healthy, then you probably say, last year's defense cool and all, but still give me this year's or this versions of defense, because I like the Kendricks, I like the Overshawn, I like the Miroslav Fowl. I like the fact that now you have more tick with Sam Williams and things like that. But we weren't privy to all of that stuff because of the fact that injuries reared its ugly head, right? So it is what it is. Let's go with more of one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
And then there was this optimism about some of the young players being able to step in and feel some of those voids, and it just simply didn't happen. And then in addition to that, the injuries that have occurred. So it really snowballed. It went from, well, this could be a tough year, could be a little bit more challenging than the last few, and not to suggest that all of them aren't challenging, but that was my initial thought. And then with the injuries, in addition to some of the shortcomings they had in personnel, like I said, it kind of snowballed. I think going forward, there's some decisions that have to be made. I mean, I tend to think that this team's a much better team than what the record would suggest. But there are some holes, and there are some answers or some questions that have to be answered. And you've already paid Dak what he's been paid. CeeDee's paid what he's paid. You only have so much. And now Micah's coming up for a contract as well. And those become they become hard negotiations. But however those are resolved is ultimately going to define kind of what this team's going to look like. You can't just have 3 great players and then 50, less than average players. And I'm not saying that the others are less than average, but I'm just saying that the decisions that are made, it affects then the strength overall of what the roster is. And to me, that's the real challenge. But and in addition to that, what's going to happen at head coach? I still tend to believe that, and this is just my gut, it's not from anything I've been told, I tend to believe that Mike McCarthy will be back.
Yeah. And it is a real tangible thing. I love what my guy Stewart says, Law always use injuries as an excuse and to save face for the Cowboys' failures. Where am I using injuries as an excuse? You see, these are facts that most people just don't want to hear, right? Like, these are facts that people just don't want to hear. When you have less than a person's with, let's say, for example, if he's hurt, he's hurt. I can't say, well, Parsons supposed to get that sack from the house, right? I can't say that the Cowboys front office, based off on how they move, should be okay when you have lack of sense of urgency. You see, the Cowboys organization is such a strangely different organization from what the organization that you represent. It's crazy, Eric. We have in family business here and you here, right? Because it doesn't fit for you, right? You are an Eagles fan, right? So that's why it doesn't identify with the issue at hand, because you don't have any knowledge base of what's going on here. We have a owner, general manager that runs this team that have zero sense of urgency. He can't get fired. So it's different. On an injury on his behalf, he's not going to be worried and say, I'm going to pick up the phone and call someone, right? But on the other end, if this was Howie Roseman or somebody that represent the Eagles, of course, he's going to pick up the phone and call someone. And that's the straight truth. So I don't give excuses. I'm giving explanations. I'm not complaining at all. I'm explaining. But those who are wise and understanding, they know that they come in here to get a great beat of information, not someone that's crying, right? Because if I was a crying channel, I wouldn't be successful, right? We wouldn't be having over 100,000 subscribers, right? So people are coming here for knowledge and wisdom and understanding, right? They're not coming here for fluff. And I guess that's why you're here, right? Because they don't have that in Eagles land. Because if I was an Eagles fan, I wouldn't be here, right? I'll be listening to my Eagles compatriots, right? But neither here nor there. It is what it is. There's no sense of urgency for the Cowboys. There's no fear of losing said job. Well, next man up, and the next man up, he's from UFL. Or the next man up, hey, he's from the practice squad. We are the only franchise and organization that does that. But everybody else, they say no. But the good thing about this is basically when I tell people of the injuries, of what happened and what occurred, what absolutely happened is not me saying excuses. Me telling people that it's about to rain, there's a 96% chance of raining, and you refuse to get your umbrella, you refuse to get your poncho, you refuse to go get even a light jacket. That's not the person who's explaining that it's about to rain making excuses, right? So when and those who verily, verily I say unto you all, those who've been following Law Nation Sports Channel, when Sam Williams went down, what did I say? You know what I'm saying? I said it will behoove the Cowboys now to make sure that they go get someone. A Matthew Judon, right? Those are not me making excuses. These are me making facts that's so good that's why I got over 100,000 subscribers, right? So when I say that, hey, also when Bland went down, we should go grab a veteran guy. That's not me making excuses for Parsons, because I already know the capabilities of a rookie, that there's going to be growing pains, that you shouldn't rush a rookie out there. That's not me making excuses. That's me making facts. So for those who try to challenge law on these type of things. These excuses that they try to bring forth now are facts that they didn't want to hear earlier in parts of the season. You see, so that's just what it is. So when we start talking about the Cowboys' pitfalls and shortcomings, yes, Josh Butler can probably give you some tick here and there, but the likelihood of it is going to be very slim. And yes, we did find him, but look at the cost, So one of the greatest shows I've seen back in the past was Thanos said, you did all of that for a drop of blood. You know what I'm saying? So that's the Cowboys. They don't go out there and have the sense of urgency. So when I bring up the fact that when we talk about even to these degrees here, notable free agent signings, there's no excuses for Alfred Morris for what he is. He is who he was. Benson Mayowa, he wasn't going to be a world beater, right? But he is who he was. Nolan Carroll, and you look at George Iloka, when you look at the Alden Smiths of the world, when you look at the Brent Urbans and the Monte KZs, these are all facts. That these are not notable, really turning of the corner free agent signings. These are piss poor signings. But these are the things that people say, well, these are just excuses. These guys should have been able to take us to the Super Bowl. No, they are not. Outside, there may be one or two. Maybe Big Tay, I like him really good. He's really good for us. Randall Cobb had a resurgence of a good career with us. But these guys normally can't tilt the scale for you to ultimately win Super Bowls. And those are facts that Law be delivering. Yeah. And KZ started in Pittsburgh now. Yeah, and you can been bumped around here and there. But this is also a situation that you have to look at it collectively.
If he's back, well, then you're kind of continuing to do what you've done up to this point and addressing some of those needs that you have and seeing if you can't get Dak healthy, get him through a full season and have CD there in training camp and all the stumbling blocks that they had coming into the year. If Mike's not back, well, now you're talking about a whole lot of changes. Who are you bringing in? Does the personnel that you have now fit what those coaches are wanting to do? How many of those coaches are coming in? Is Mike Zimmer still going to be the defensive coordinator? There's a whole gamut of decisions then that have to be made, and it affects everybody. So I think that as much as anything is, in addition to the fact that I think Mike's a really good coach, but I think that kind of turnover at this stage for this team, for this owner, is why I just don't see that happening.
I've got to follow that question.
All right, boy, they're going good.
Ocean. That means we're.
We'll share.
Cosent and in a softball at you here, Troy.
I love Baker.
At 1-844 Cosentity.
Mayfield's putting up some tremendous numbers, career high numbers this year. He's the quarterback Cowboys face this weekend. What are you seeing from him that you weren't seeing earlier in his career?
I just bravado and confidence that we saw of him at Oklahoma. I love Baker. I'm a big fan of his. I love watching him play. I love the way he plays. And I've talked to him about it that, I think Baker, and I think he would agree with this, that Baker's at his best when he's kind of that arrogant, annoying quarterback, that carries himself as though he's 7 foot tall. He doesn't back down from anybody, and his teammates love him. And so all of the things that we saw of him at Oklahoma that allowed him to win the Heisman Trophy and have his success early on, he came into the league with that, but it gets taken away from you when you have the kind of years that he was having or his teams were having. It takes it out of you, and I think that some of that as well, that as a quarterback, and this is for all quarterbacks, you got to feel like you're wanted wherever you are. And I'm not sure he was ever made to feel that way. There was a lot of turnover right off the top after he got signed by Cleveland, and then he, of course, goes to Carolina, and he leaves there, and it started to come back when he went to the Rams, and now in Tampa, he's found a home, and he bet on himself last year. He played well. He got a contract, and so he has the support of his teammates, the organization. He knows that he's the quarterback of that team, and we've seen it. He's been fun to watch, and he's really done a nice job. I mean, that division has been really close, as we know, but I'm a big fan of Baker and happy to see what he's been able to do.
So,
No
Troy,
doubt.
the Cowboys are coming off playing Bryce Young, a former number one pick who's, safe to say, still trying to find his feet, and going into playing Baker. Just this past Monday, you and Joe called a game with the current number one pick, Caleb Williams, trying to find his feet against a former top 5 pick and Sam Darnold, who, similar to Baker, had to go a number of different places to finally play his best football. How important is it for a quarterback specifically, the ecosystem that he is drafted into to his success?
Oh, man. It's everything. I mean, it's absolutely everything. And I say it from experience. I said it during the broadcast, and I've said it many times. I just think that there's been a lot of quarterbacks who have come into this league, a lot of really talented quarterbacks over the years that have left the league regarded as a bust. And I think now maybe some of them are. Maybe some of them it wouldn't have mattered where they went. But I tend to believe that for most of them, had they have gone to a situation that was more conducive to quarterback play, offensive coordinators that understand the game, how to put the game plan together, how to take advantage of the things that the players do along with what the quarterback does, having the confidence, like we said with Baker, having the confidence of the organization and feeling that they believe in you, having good players around you, all of those things factor into this. And ultimately, if a team's weak in any area, it gets shown through the quarterback position because, it's rare. It's rare what we've seen in Cincinnati, that a defense can be that poor and yet the quarterback's having an MVP season. It's just unusual because when you're losing games like that and you're a quarterback and you're having to then play catch up all the time, usually you're throwing a lot of interceptions because you're trying to fit the ball into various areas and whatever it might be. So, the quarterback position really needs everybody in the organization in order to be successful. But
really?
I speak from experience. If we had continued down the path when I came into the league in 1989 with what we were doing offensively, I would have been one of those that left the league regarded as a complete bust. And Jimmy Johnson would have left, and he would have been out of coaching in the NFL, and he would have been thought of the same way. But we brought in Norv Turner, who really
Listen properly. Listen properly. Listen properly. I will rewind for your mind. Rewind for your mind. Come on with it.
If we had continued down the path when I came into the league in 1989 with what we were doing offensively, I would have been one of those that left the league regarded as a complete bust. And Jimmy Johnson would have left, and he would have been out of coaching in the NFL, and he would have been thought of the same way. But we brought in Norv Turner, who really had a great offensive scheme and a game plan and how to take advantage of what I could do well, what Michael could do well, what Emmitt Smith could, our offensive line, all of that. And we went from the worst offense in all of football in 1990 to, I believe, 9th in the league. And then after that, we were top 5, top 3 the next 2 years and won Super Bowls. And then it continued with Ernie Zampese. You take Steve Young, and when he was drafted by Tampa Bay. And was playing, he went USFL to begin with, but when he got to Tampa Bay, they struggled. He struggled. And then he goes to San Francisco with Bill Walsh, and he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And there's a lot of those examples. You mentioned Sam Darnold. He went down the road much like Baker Mayfield, and then he got to Minnesota. Well, first of all, he went to San Francisco a year ago where he sat and watched, but what he learned in San Francisco was about defense, and that's what he and Kyle Shanahan talked about the most, and it helped him this year when he got with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota with a guy who really he's a bit of a quarterback whisperer. So now he understands what defenses are trying to do and where they're vulnerable, and I just don't feel like most quarterbacks, maybe all quarterbacks, I don't know, that's kind of a blanket statement, maybe unfair, but quarterbacks, they play in 7-on-7 leagues. They're in shotgun formation most of the time, and they just throw the ball. They wait for a guy to get open, and then they throw it to him. That's pretty simplistic. But It's essentially what the young quarterbacks do. They don't read defenses. They don't know defenses. They don't know coverages. They're just going through a progression, looking for a guy, and then in addition to that, they don't learn situational football, which you play the position differently when you're down by 3 or if you're up by 10. There's a difference, and certain situations are different based on how your defense is playing or how your offensive line is protecting and all of that. So a lot of people talk about offensive linemen aren't being developed at the collegiate level. The coaches would say that. And in talking with a lot of people that are very familiar with quarterbacks, these are some of the things that they would say is happening at the collegiate level, that these quarterbacks, they're not getting a lot of starts for the most part. Bo Nix is unusual. He had 61 starts in college, which has got to be a record, and that'll never be broken. But a lot of these quarterbacks have maybe 9, 10, 11 starts under their belt before they get to the NFL. They just have not played enough football by the time they get to the professional level.
That's the mighty Troy Aikman, man. That was the end of that. Appreciate 1310 the ticket. The Musers, the Not the Musers, I believe that's the name of their show. Man, he dropping all type of gems out there. At this time, we want to kick it over to Glenn Capers. Sure, it's Troy Spitting Facts. Appreciate you so much, man, for your support, man. Yeah, for sure, man. With that, Troy is Spitting Facts, man. Just all type of good truth serums out there. With that being said, Cowboy Nation, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I know it's Friday. I know you guys busy on this beautiful day, but we got the sponsor of this show is the Underdog. They made it all possible today for us to be on this show. Be sure to check out Underdog, your number one fantasy sports fantasy out here. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash, and on top of that, when you play, be sure to use promo code LAW, and they will match up to $100 on your first deposit. Here's Pat Mahomes. They got him higher or lower of 226 yards. I'm going with higher. And then they got C.J. Stroud. They got higher or lower with 233. And I think that this particular game, when you look at everything, I like the Chiefs defense or what have you. But I think this is going to be an air raid game, and I think they're going to try to throw the ball everywhere. And Isaiah Pacheco, shout out to him. They got him with 54.5 higher or lower. And then Nico Collins, appreciate him. Him and CeeDee Lamb, they work out together during the offseason. And hopefully, this offseason, they can continue to work out with each other and continue to develop and get even better. But you can go with higher or lower, and then when you put in the coins here, they got the flex paid and they got the standard. But if you go with flex, you can do three or more picks, and then if you get one wrong, you still get a chance to win some coins. But we're going to go with just the standard play right here. Play with $12 to get 32 back. And I'm going to share this with you guys. Be sure to use Underdog promo code LAW. So that's how that can work from here. All right, Cowboy Nation, appreciate y'all so much for jumping in on this beautiful day. A few things that I want to talk about before we open up our phone lines here is the fact that, of course, this team heading into these last final 3 games, we still, I don't like to lose, so we still want to win, basically. But the ramifications of that, we talked about, do you go with a DB? Because Deke's going to be out. And I heard that he's going to have a bone graft, or he had the surgery or something like that. And they're going to move one piece of bone tissue and bones to one end and move it around into the other end. And we will see whether or not that's going to work. Shout out to you, Brandy. Or is there a situation whereas Genty could be at play? Or could it be a situation or a scenario that we have Omarion? So when we open up the phone lines, if you guys did your work and research on it, let me know. I'm still with the BPA philosophy, right? And I really want the Cowboys to figure out a way in the free agency to do something. Because if Micah Parsons literally if he's out here saying that, hey, I'm willing to take dog water, right, as payment, then we pay him some dog water, right? You give Parsons some dog water, and then with that dog water, you better make sure that you go out there and make something happen. My philosophy is that the Cowboys, or my thoughts is the Cowboys still going to do more of the same. Yeah, because I'm old enough to remember when we didn't have all of these star-studded players as it relates to payment, they still wasn't going out there making movements, So, Gentile, Morion, Caleb, okay, Johnson, I see you, fam. So it could be a situation and scenario, but let's figure this out. But before we get into those type of things here, if you fool around and you've seen this happen before, right? When the big dogs come through, sometimes people slow down and watch the big dogs, right? They say, oh, there goes the big dog finna cross the street right there. And somebody else stopped and hit their brakes too quickly, and then they rear end or they run into you. Shoot, what you gonna do? Yeah. What you gonna do? Law Parsons not gonna take dog water now. Come on, laughing out loud. Hey, he said he want. That's what they gonna convince him, But if somebody hit you, big dog, who you gonna call, man?
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
Call Frenkel first. That's 817 or 214 and all of the threes. And let's see what can happen from there, because at the end of the day, you got a team of lawyers that have over 100 years of experiences combined. That's a lot of experiences, y'all. Let's get it. And on top of that, they will take great care of you, not advantages of you like Diddy. Oh, my bad. Like them insurance companies. 657-390-7391. The first caller on the phone is from the 623. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrankelFirm.com. Talk to me.
Hey, Law, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, man, you sound good.
I just want to make sure I don't got that Pastor Tim Wi-Fi. And it's not a knock on my guy Tim. I love Tim. I love his soliloquies.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I know you'll probably give me stuff later on, but I love you, Tim. Don't take it. Okay, because I don't want to be baptized with the hand.
Yeah.
Right,
you better be careful now.
But, yeah, I'm careful. You gotta be careful with your words now, because you could be playing, like some people, and I'm not saying him, can't distinguish what's serious and what's a joke. So you gotta be careful. But to my point, man, what I wanted to say was, I do like the plan of Parsons wanting to take less for the team and take the fall financially, and like say, hey, I'm gonna be a selfless team player. I was talking with my colleague at work. He was like, yeah, he might say that, but his agent and everything might have a different opinion, so he might sway him. Even though Parsons, has an influence on the negotiations, it's ultimately the front office and the player's agent. Just like with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, if they said the number was always going to be 34 or 60 million,
right?
I mean, yeah, you could have gotten in front of that 1 or 2 years ago and got it out the way, but it's unfortunate that it's not a direct correlation process. Say for me, I paid off my debt, with a credit card.
Right.
It was like $1,200. So the point is, just because you paid off your debt and get things situated, you get all negotiated, you still got to go through another process. I had to call him yesterday, and I had to pay another fee. So you're paying more coins to alleviate some coins to bring up your stock. But the thing is you got to compensate for the mishaps ahead. So, and ultimately in this case, yeah, Micah can say, well, I'll take less, but his agent can say, well, no, you are only the first of 4 players to, and because I believe he'll eclipse 50 sacks in the span of 4 seasons. So, so as much as it is wishful thinking that Micah will take less, I don't really see it. But another point, and I'll close that out with this. I just don't like how we have a meddling philosophy, because I know Mike McCarthy earlier in the year said we're going to be good at running the ball because we will run the ball. It kind of reminded me of a saying that goes like this: God laughs at those who make plans.
Right.
You know? Like, if you want to make God laugh, make a plan.
Make a plan.
And it's like he had that plan to run the ball, but when it came down to it, like some of these games, these close games we had, they got away from us and we couldn't run the ball because he abandoned that plan. Yeah. So ultimately, you got to have a plan B. Maybe plan B is God's plan. If we don't, because Atlanta, Cincinnati, and to a degree the 49ers, those are games where the game didn't get out of your hands. So you have to start running the ball. But appreciate you, Ball.
No doubt, man. Good call from Adam, man. We learned a lot from Adam. Sometimes you take a card, like he said, you use a credit card to pay off his debt, but then all that is just cycling the debt around because you still got to pay the credit card, right? So and then it's all about your plan when your strategy, right? Just don't make plans without including the creator, right? If it's possible with him, then things can be possible, but it just can't be possible with just you. So I get the whole overall philosophy there. My thing is that people do what they want to do. And I say that a lot because a lot of people just don't understand. It can be 72 degrees outside, and to someone, that's too cold, man. I ain't finna go to the game. It's too windy. It's 72 degrees, right? But that same person, if they ultimately want to be there, it can be 27 degrees, and they'll be at the game saying, hey, I'm there in spirit because I want to see my team win, right? So it's all about people do what they want to do. And I truly believe that the salary cap thing is an illusion. It's a way whereas it causes a great divide between those who understand and those who don't. The general public will always be and I'm just being real. The general public is not that smart. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I learned all the way back in Man in Black. When Jay was talking to Kay, or Kay was talking to Jay, he was saying that why we just can't let people know that there are aliens out here. And he said, well, the people are just stupid. They won't understand. They would not be able to obtain this information correctly. And that's the exact same thing, because these billionaires made it feel as if though they can't pay a millionaire money because of the salary cap. But in return, they getting paid billions. It's just crazy. We can't afford XYZ guy because we make billions and we got this cap that's in the way. Nah, shoot. If they really wanted to, Parsons, you want to do this transportation business? I got you. Sign this $25 million contract, and the transportation businesses, I got it all the way in line for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not how this NFL thing work. Shit, won't do it up to 9 degrees where I'm at. Yeah, appreciate you. I got the next caller on the line from the 910. Let's get it in, dog. From the 910 too cool. You're live. Talk to me.
You know who it is, Law.
Yes, indeed. What's good, bro? What you got?
Hey, so first off, remember you did that segment a while back, it was a couple weeks ago about Micah, right?
Right.
I'm gonna just capture something real quick. You said that you felt like Michael was changing. He was growing up.
Right.
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 So again, that to me, that's another step in the right direction, because I think now Michael becoming the leader, and in order to be the dog and be the boss, you got to act like one. So when that man say he gonna take a pay cut and there's no difference between 30 and 40 million, I just think with that logic, he should have a say so in the free agency process. If you're willing to give up money, but that's what I was trying to say when it came to Dak. We don't know what the conversation was because Dak really never said anything. He always said that his free agent, his agent talked for him, right? So we don't know if Dak told the Cowboys, "Hey, you go out there and get Jerry Jeudy. I'll take a pay cut." Yeah. But I applaud Micah Parsons for that, though.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, when you get pulled over and the officer says you have the right to remain silent, right? And he says anything you say will be used. He didn't say could be. He says will be used against you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's whether or not you're innocent or whether or not you're guilty. So I look at it like this. Some people are advised to say nothing, right? So when you got other players that's different, that cut from different cloths, that think differently, they say, well, hey, I'm letting my agent do all of the talking. In other words, I'm letting my lawyer do all of the talking. So if Parsons want to get in there and sing like a canary, then let him sing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I get where Parsons come from. Matter of fact, I'm not hating. I'm not hating on the fact that what he said. You know what I'm saying? It's his money. He ain't finna cut me a piece of that money, whether he gonna get 40 million or 30 million. He ain't finna give me no million, you know? So I just look at it like that, bro. Go ahead.
But we got to look at the bigger picture too, though. So like sometimes, like I think as Cowboy fans, we chop and dice and throw the dice and we roll them and whatever they say, we roll them and we try to interpret what we think they should have said or what they ought to say. Right. With that right there tells me this: he put Jerry Jones on notice again.
Yeah.
If Micah Parsons takes 30 million versus 40 million.
Right.
And let's just say they had 10 million to spend in free agency this summer.
Right.
There is nothing Jerry can say now about going to get a defensive player that costs 9 million right
Facts.
now because Michael Parsons left the 10 million on the table for you to go get.
That is truthful. That is truthful. If Parsons saying that, hey, Jerry and Steven, I left money on the table, right? Therefore, I should say, if that player is available, then go get him. Go get him. Because I put money on the table. Now, this is what we all waiting to see. We all waiting to see. If it happened, dog, I'm going to go buy a Parsons jersey. I'm going to buy a Parsons. I might put I don't even wear another man's name on me, but I will put on Parsons jersey on me, and I'll do a live feed show right here. If he said, go get that dude, and the Cowboys go get him, I'm going to put on a Parsons jersey right here, and I'm going to start wearing Parsons jerseys on the show. Yeah.
Now, cut your beard, Lord. If Jerry do that, you got to cut the beard.
And no. The Clippers going to break before his beard get cut. No. You taking things too far, too cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey. My next thing, though, is you say BPA. Now, I'm going to ask you, just say JT off the board. Now, the best player available. Or when you say BPA, are you talking about just the first round, or are you talking about the first 3 rounds?
Basically, when you go on BPA, that's best player available throughout the entirety of the draft. What you want to do here is you got 10 draft picks. I don't want all 10 draft picks. I want to collect my 10. I want to move up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got 10 draft picks, I want to package my picks together, and I'm trying to get as many top 100 picks possible. That's how I look at it, BPA. Go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. So Pierce on the board and Luther Burton on the board, first round, who you taking?
Say that one more time, bro. I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Pierce, the defensive end from Tennessee. He on the board, and Luther Burton on the board. Who you taking?
I haven't. Now, okay, so here's how it goes.
Based off Cowboys' needs.
Now that's need drafting, but if I have to do my assessment, and when I get it's way too soon. But if I have my top 10, let's say if I have my top 25 board, right, and tags are touching between Burden and Pierce. And I know I love edge rushers. I know I love the fact that you got someone that can get to the quarterback. I will take that any day, right? But if tags are touching and if both of those boys on the board and I'm having a difficult decision, I'm on the phone and I'm trying to trade back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to trade back too far, but I'm trying to collect another 100 pick. You see what I'm saying? So that
you on the clock. You got to take Burton or you got to take Pierce. Who you taking?
It's too soon for me to tell right now. I have to see. I haven't watched enough of the film on both of those boys to make that qualifying answer
they got
yet.
Pierce projected in the top 25. They got Luther Burton in the top 15.
Yeah, I haven't really did enough research yet. So I have to wait. You know, it's too soon. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Okay, second round. So now you're in the second round, Law. You got Micah Parsons, the receiver from Ohio State.
You got
Amarion from North Carolina on the board. But in the third round, you got Henderson, Judkins, and you got your boy Gordon from Oklahoma. Who are you taking in the second round between Micah Parsons and Amarion?
Man, bro, you you asking stuff that this is supposed to be postseason stuff, man. Even though we are pretty much in the postseason, but it's still too soon, right? Because at the end of the day, I have to do something fair because they won't hold your feet to the fire like they will hold mine. So they're like, yeah, Law, remember you said you would take such and such, but I haven't got a chance to watch all of those films to give you a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? But I would tell you this though, that's why it's so important. That's why it's so important for us to get into this free agency before the draft, so that we'll be able to make these decisions not on an empty stomach. You see what I'm saying?
What Micah Irvin said is I listened to the clip you played about Micah Irvin.
Yeah.
And when it comes to skill players, when it just comes to the skill players,
right.
When I look at Luther Burton, I see Malik Neighbors. Like that's just me. When I see Luther Burton, I see Malik Neighbors, about the same size, same build, same stature. Luther Burton just didn't have the quarterback that Neighbors had at LSU. In the second round, I look at a Micah Parsons versus Amarion, but then I like Gordon out of Oklahoma State. But so I'm looking at what Micah Irvin's saying, and I'm looking at us being young. We have to go attack this draft and get our playmakers out of this draft. I think sometimes we focus on defense too much when it comes to defensive ends. So we have defensive ends on top of defensive ends. Then we always shoot for offensive linemen. I think sometimes Tyler Smith, we can move him to left tackle, move Guyton back to right tackle where he belonged at, and we could probably find a guard in free agency. But when it comes to skill players, I think we need to take this draft because there's a lot of skill players.
A lot of skill players
in this draft.
So what you're saying basically is just value as a BPA philosophy, value skill players a little bit higher than defense or dare I say non-skill players. I do like that approach, but by the way, what I'm looking at from here, and it's still way too soon. We still at the evaluation process. We're not at I'm taking them. You see what I'm saying? I'm ready to date this person. No, you still ready to look into the situation and say, okay, this is what they do good. They got good hand placement, or their feet are remarkable, or their height, stature, and size before we say, okay, I want them on my side. You see what I'm saying? Like even for right now, Genty. Creme de la creme. We would love to have a Genty here based off of what he was able to do from accolades from college, but still at the same time, let's not dance with the first lady we see. You see what I'm saying? So we still going to have to do our research, make sure that, hey, if Genty is not there, or Marion, or if Marion, the Ohio State boys, you see, that's where I'm at with this particular process. But I appreciate you for calling in, too cool. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, Law, you already know.
Hey, appreciate you, bro. Let me hear you say it, though. Ah, snap. He didn't hang up the phone before he said, how about them Cowboys? But, all right, so I'm not going to give y'all a straight answer on none of this stuff of who we really going to go with and these sorts of things. It's way too soon. It's way too soon. But I get it. You know, it'll sound good. Like, yeah, man, Law said he would take Tet right now, and then he would go in the second round and get Omarion. Yeah, but no, you know, it's just still too soon. That's why even with the mock drafts or what have you, when I go here, it's not even my mock. This is a tankathon. So when I type in tankathon, Type in Tankathon. We go to mock right here. We go to NFL. We go to, it's where I list that. We go to mock. And this is their research based upon what they came up with. And they got us going with Luther Burden, right? And then you click on this or what have you. And then they got us going with Amarion Hampton, right? So I can break down the skill sets of said player after I watch video of said player, right? But versus and these sorts of things, it's still too soon. It's still too soon. And another thing is, and shout out to Brian Broadus, but you don't want to window dress your board as well, right? Oh, this is the window dressing. Everything looks good according to X, Y, and Z factors. No, you just want to be able to make sure that the calculated pieces that you pick up based off of tape that you identified, right? Like this person got good hands. This person got good feet. This person is pretty much good off the field. You know, they got a humanitarian award. You know, oh, this person got a sketchy a pass. You know what I'm saying? This person like weed. You know, wrong with weed, but hey, this person value weed over football. You know, you got to evaluate everything. Gerald says my OSU boys got some dogs, boy. Yeah. All right. So I got from the 781, the 409, and the 201. But from the 781, Jimmy, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me, bro.
What's up, my brother?
Not much, man. What you got for me?
And you're a good dad, by the way, going to your daughter's recital, man. Family comes first. You know how that works, man.
Oh, yes, indeed. Mm-hmm.
And she'll listen. You can't take those memories away. Remember that.
Okay.
Number two, I lost my dog yesterday, man. 15 years of additional love. I want to say prayers up to my boy Rocky. You know, so much love to him. And on a better note, I want to talk about the game this coming Sunday. I think, you know what? I think we need to use the same approach as we did against Cincinnati. And we need to contain Baker and try to limit the running game. I think we got a good chance against that team to pull out a win. And whether that means anything, who knows? But I want to finish off the season on a winning note, man. I really do. So. Yeah,
man. And salute to Rocky. You know, I know the dogs, man. You know that they. Boy, they just like family members in these sorts of things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I love my dogs.
I had a Cowboys leash on him too, man.
Yeah, you gonna put it in the grave with him, or you gonna take it off? And...
we got him cremated, so we're gonna keep it as a souvenir. You know what I mean?
Where you gonna put the urn and stuff on top of the mantle?
Man.
Okay.
Hopefully next to a championship one day. You know?
Okay. Yes, indeed, man. But man, hey, Jimmy, I appreciate you for calling in, and for Rocky next year, bro. You know, for Rocky next year. Come on, let's do it for Rocky for 2025.
Watching the game with you Sunday, man. Watching the game.
Oh yeah, he got front row seat. Him and Tom Landry just sitting there. Tom. Come on here, boy.
That's
Come
right.
on. Yeah. Tom Landry sitting there sending Rocky on a go route. Yeah. But I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for calling in, Jimmy.
Keep up the great work, man.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. Tom Landry got him a Rocky dog now. You know what I'm saying? Rocky, come on here. Go deep. You know. Shout out to Tom Landry and them. All in heaven, you know. Let's go to, and all dogs do go to heaven. I got from the 409. What's on your mind?
What's up?
What's good with you? Point Dexter, what's good with you?
Oh, man. On my way to a basketball game right now. I'm a basketball referee.
Okay.
It's nice to see the maturation of Micah Parsons. You know, we was discussing it earlier. You know, it was kind of like Dak was saying the same type of thing before his contract. You know, they could have got Dak for a lot less if they wouldn't have protracted, you know, all the time to do it right before the season. So It's like Parsons get ahead of this thing, man. Look, go on, get me signed. let's get in this free agent. You put up a nice when you put up the free agents that we had got.
Yeah.
We haven't got a real impactful free agent in a while. And I know you was talking to a caller earlier. You say, hey, man, look, it's a little bit too soon for the draft.
Right.
But I the same thing that you say. I think the draft should be BPA.
Yeah.
I think that if the Cowboys do what they're supposed to do in this free agent pool and get some players in here, get some talent in here, then we can go BPA in the draft.
Yep.
We've been doing this here for a while. We skimp on free agency and we go all in on the draft. Like you said, you talk about drafting 10, 11. What we need with 10, 11 draft picks? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to try to get that impactful 1 or 2 draft picks, but we need to do the job in free agency. We need to sign the players that we need to sign early. Need to make these decisions. We got a lot of people that's on their last year of their contract. You got to make these decisions early to start building this team. Now, when you hear Micah Parsons come out, you know, we've been like John. We've been crying in the wilderness.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that these players is hearing what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why you getting this thing where we putting more pressure on the ownership. You know, that constant has been for the last 30 years. And I don't know if it's because Parsons in the media now, and he's privy to a lot of comments, he's privy to a lot of stuff, and he's privy to a lot of information.
Right.
You know, and I remember you said something about in your soliloquy at the end about your mind and you know, unless somebody saying something that means sense to you. So he might hear something saying, making some sense, and he's like, hey, man, they've been working backwards all these years.
Yeah.
You know, let's put some pressure on them. Let's get our players signed early. Let's get into free agency and then slide into the draft, and then we're going to have all our people in training camp, and we can get on, you know, we can get a plan for the year. So, man, like I said, I love the maturation of Parsons. I'm hoping that it makes a change. I really do hope it makes a change. And y'all keep crying in the wilderness, man, because it seems like somebody's hearing us out here. So all you content, y'all keep pushing it, Lord. Keep pushing it, Lord. Don't let nobody put you in the corner about this draft, man.
No doubt.
This next week and stuff, I'll be working and calling games, so I might not get in before Christmas. So I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, a very blessed Christmas to you and your family.
Yes, indeed. And let me hear you. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you, man. Important action. Thank you so much.
Have a blessed day, man.
You too, man. Oh my God. I couldn't. He was sitting them high notes so high. I was like, I didn't know Oh my gosh, man. From the 201 100 grand with the plan, man. Talk to me, man.
Again, you know, Micah doing what he doing, salute, great, you know.
Right.
Yeah, great, wonderful.
Going to get Uncle and them that they're trying to stop smoking cigarettes, a pack of cigarettes, you know. Yeah, here's the pack, you know.
Look, man.
Here the needles, though. Come on, shoot up, you know.
You know, come on, man. We need to see this. It's all talk. It's great, man. It's wonderful. You know, but I need to see it. I need to see it.
Yeah, me too, man. We like Dalton Thomas. Let me see the holes in the hands, bro. Because at the end of the day, well,
well, to the Cowboys,
Because at the end of the day, I'm waiting for that first day of the free agency period. If that's the case, Parsons need to be signed at the end, but before this year's out, well, I guess before the season is out, that's a better way to say it. Parsons need to be signed so that we can go right into this thing and make this particular movements of free agency. But here's the crazy. This is the kicker. Before you get into free agency, you got to have your coaching in line. Free agency, then the draft.
I think he already in line. Mike staying, man.
Mike staying, okay.
Nowhere. We all know the deal. Come on, man. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones going to drag. And that's what they do, man. They drag it out for the clicks and the headlines. And they mad at Mike.
They mad at Mike.
They can't use.
They mad at Mike.
They can't use the dragging and all that. And you see how Stephen Jones brought it out there, wanted to bring the cap up so he could start it already. 3 weeks to go, let me talk about the cap. Let me throw the cap out there so we can have something to talk about. All that's done with and gone. All the free agents we got, it was set up like that. They did it on purpose.
It's a brilliant move. It's checkmate now. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna even lie. Checkmate.
It's checkmate. It's checkmate.
Yeah.
It's checkmate. But you know what they're going to lean on?
Man,
we paid Dak and we paid CeeDee Lamb, you know. So I don't know what we going to do. That's the only move they got. They're going to go back to the CeeDee and Lamb.
Or they can still hit him with the wee-woo and say, hey, we still got to pay him. You know what I'm saying? And this is not an easy assessment here. And we want to do. Hey, and I can hear Steven Smith right now, you know, not Stephen Smith, but Stephen Jones. I hear Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones, I can't, both of the Stevens, I can't stand them. But I can hear both of them right now. But most important, I can hear Stephen Jones saying, and you know, we wants to do right by our players, and we got to do right by the contract and the length, and even though it's still a difficult, you know, even though he came out and said that what he said, but it's still $30 million. That's a lot of money that we got to allocate, and we still have to sign Osa, and Osa is not taking the Parsons deal, and that's a lot. Bland. That's how they be saying, and I'm like, you know.
They gonna twist this thing.
They gonna twist it
and all of that in the years, and yeah, Micah say he want to do what he want to do, but you know, the agent's a different story, and Micah has to understand, and you know, this and that, and this contract takes a long time. It takes months, and all this and that, and we don't know.
That boy, when he talk, man, I be like, hey, man. Well, why don't he just go sit down? So at least let Jerry talk, you know.
Yeah.
At least you get to scribbling and scrabbling, you know what I'm saying? Jeez.
And then it's still open, like I said, the options is open for trading him and all the. You talking about trading a man? You talking about giving you a discount? You gonna talk about you open for? You got to be open for options, free agency, 365.
365 and yeah, and I probably want to get D-Law back, and jeez, boy.
We ain't gonna have room to pay these top players. You know, the money's obligated now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we can go get these top guys. You know, and what the five is a top guy. You know?
Yeah. And it's not easy. It's not easy allocating. He says it's not easy allocating. That jungle there, boy. That naysayer, boy. He get the slick back and everything, boy, with the rocky face.
And we got to get younger, and you're gonna unify this draft, and we're gonna use this draft, and the players got to come and play. Oh, man, this is the same thing every year. Players got to come in here and play in this draft, and then y'all want to cry and boo-hoo about how we not making it far in the playoffs. Change it. Don't you know that that's not working anymore? You expect for these college players to come in here and perform the same way they do in college?
Yeah.
In the NFL, year one, it don't work like that. Then you get mad at the players. Well, man, he got to play better, and they got to do better. And then it goes to, well, we recognize that it's going to be growing pains.
Growing pains.
They moved their own the goalposts for them.
They moved their own. I'm sitting here. This is the craziest thing. I've been the person that been yelling growing pains, and I guess it didn't hit the Jones, his front office now, and everybody's talking about growing pains, but nobody talked about growing pains when I was talking about growing pains because of the fact that I was telling them that with the rookies, you're going to have the growing pains. So to alleviate the growing pains, you got to go get the veteran guy. You know what I'm saying?
No, they know what they're doing.
They know.
When we get the players, they hype him up. Oh, he's a great player for us, and you see how he performed. And we expect them to do big things in year one. And then when they don't do it, we got to work with the player, and it's just going to take some time. And we got to continue just to work with the player and give him some time. He needs reps. He needs reps.
He needs reps, yeah. I'm like, don't give him the reps. Don't give him the reps right now.
When it don't happen, you know, we knew it was going to be growing pains.
Yeah.
The growing pains, and you got to let the guy give him some strength, grace, and mercy. No. And then you repeat the cycle. You repeat the cycle every year. It's the same cycle going through the same thing. And then, well, Dak Prescott got to play better and all this and that. You don't get a guy, but everybody else get weapons, and Mahomes get weapons, and Josh Allen out here getting weapons, and all these guys getting weapons. And, man, you know, that Philly team was a great team. And that Detroit team, we see that Detroit team is just playing on a different level. No, they got weapons, Stephen Jones. Talking about different level. They got weapons over there.
That joker said, yeah, they might have won the Super Bowl, but they're gonna pay for it. I'm just like the LA Rams. The Rams going to the playoff this year. Are they going to the playoff this year? I don't even know.
They still got guys.
They still got guys.
All these guys. What are you talking
about, man? He said after the Rams won the Super Bowl, he tried to throw some salt at them boys. Shit.
Yeah.
I like, let us beat them then.
And he steady trying to do so. Man, look at the Eagles. They contenders every year, and they pay Jalen Hurts all that money. So stop saying, man, it's different when you got a quarterback on that rookie deal. Stop saying that, man.
Yeah.
They always go back to the rookie deal and what they playing Dak Prescott. The Eagles ain't got that problem.
Yeah, man.
They don't. Stop saying that, bro. Like, come on, man. The thing is, everybody got to – it's not the players. Stop coming in here talking about, man, if we get this coach and we get that coach, it's always the same story. It's always the same storyline. It's always the same thing. It's Steven and Jerry Jones. They are the problem. That's what I try to tell you people. Y'all talking about, man, you know, if we could just get CeeDee Lamb another running mate, man, you know, that's going to turn us around. And if we go get us a Mike Rabel, and then that's going to turn us around. Nothing.
Man, it's the Joneses,
Nothing.
man.
Nothing.
Appreciate you for calling in,
Same
bro.
thing. And here's the thing that I'm nervous about that ain't nobody talking about.
What that?
Micah let's say Micah gives that discount. Let's say he
Right.
get 30. Let's say he get 30. Let's say he get 25, 27, 30. And the Joneses continue on doing what they doing. Now you got a disgruntled Michael Parsons because he going to be pissed. And he going to talk about it on his podcast, and he going to talk about it in the media, and then y'all going to be Michael Parsons is immature, and Michael Parsons went backwards. I'm telling you, this is going to be something serious if he puts money on that table and the Joneses don't do anything.
Well, let me say this, though, bro, before I let you go. You know, the words say nothing new under the sun. Amari Cooper took $6 million less to stay here.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, he did.
But see,
Yes, he
see, everybody ain't equipped to know everything. They gloss over it, right? And who did we go and get? You know what I'm saying? With that $6 million less, no one.
Nobody, baby.
Yeah, nobody. So shit. So at the end of the day, the difference, is the 6 and the 10 million. Inflation is probably the same now. You know what I'm saying? So him taking $10 million less, I don't think that the Cowboys really gonna go out there and grab anything. So we will find out though, bro.
But
go
the
ahead.
difference between Amari and Micah gonna let you know.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm sitting here saying. You're going to have a disgruntled Michael Parsons letting you know that he is upset that you didn't go out there and do nothing. And that's going to hurt the team more. That's what I'm saying. And then they going to blame Michael Parsons need to grow up. Maybe we need to trade Michael Parsons because he's disgruntled. Law, I said it. Today's date. Book it. If the Cowboys don't do nothing, the team going to be terrible next year because Michael Parsons going to let them hear about it. I'm letting you know that now because there ain't going to be no contract to get ready for. He already going to have his money. So he's going to be here for 5 years, and he's going to know then that the Joneses don't want to do nothing. He's going to know then because he's holding their feet to the fire. And when they don't do nothing, he's going to know, oh, they ain't about winning over here.
Man.
And that's the danger thing about this thing. We all talking about, that's the danger. I'm telling you, and it's going to hurt this team more than it's going to help this team when he finds out firsthand they ain't about winning if they go into this free agency and don't do nothing.
He gonna find out first. You got first seats at it, front row seats, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you $100,000 with the plan,
All
bro.
right,
That's my guy, man, from the 201. Yes, indeed, bro. Good conversation. Good call.
The conference has been locked.
I got you're live anonymous, man. You're live and then 305.
What up, Lo?
Yeah, what's good? What's good with you, bro? Talk to me.
Hey, well, listen here, boy. Hey, I get hurt because the dude touched the ball, man. I try to tell you we were going all the way out, but hey, I can't lead him to the water and then make him drink, you know?
Oh, you talking about that game, Cincinnati?
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, Warrior. Yeah, you can lead him to the well, but you can't make him drink. Yeah, he touched the ball.
Make him
Yeah,
drink it, bro.
Yeah, but
Hey, I knew they was gonna win it, bro. But you know what I mean? It's like, hey, certain things that happen. You know what I mean? It could be like you say, karma, man. But I still think the Cowboys gonna make it to the playoffs, though. I still got that in my head that they gonna make it to the playoffs. You know, and I like how what everybody don't understand is Michael cut from a different cloth.
Right.
Micah Parsons is like. Everybody think Micah Parsons gonna sign first. He ain't gonna sign first. Micah Parsons gonna wait till Jerry Jones make some moves and then he gonna sign.
Why is that?
He out there.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
He said Micah Parsons ready to sign and get things moving. Said he gonna be in OTA training camp
Micah
and
Parsons
beyond.
want to make sure Jerry Jones gonna put something out there first. I don't think he ready. He just talking right now. You can talk a big game, but you gonna do it?
I think
if
so.
Micah Parsons come out, huh?
I think so. I think Parsons is that happy-go-lucky kid that running around and just like to play in the swing sets and don't really care about all the other stuff. I think that Parsons is that happy-go-lucky kid that's at the playground running around having a good time, and I think that's all he want to do. I just want to go play.
I think now listen. I know he want to just go play.
Yeah.
But as playing, Michael want to win.
Yeah, he want to win. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you want to win, and he do got upper hand because he can go somewhere or you can take less money. You know what I mean? So it's like you can talk a good talk, but when it's time to make a move, he want to be the chess man. He don't want to get out there and say I'm gonna sign this and then Jared. He know Jared. He know how Jared is. He know how Jared and Steve is. They don't want to sign unless they make their own move. They're not gonna make the move, so Michael gonna have a part of it because he got a chance right now to have a part of this whole pretty much free agency. He got a part of it.
We'll see.
Michael say, okay.
Yeah.
I mean?
We'll see. We'll see though, bro. All I can say is is like I said, he's that. He's
what you think? You think he gonna sign? You think? See, I hey, listen.
You know who Micah Parsons is, bro. You know who Micah Parsons is. This is a better analogy, man. And shout out to you, Anthony Gallup, for the $2 super chat. He says happy birthday to Big Nate Newton. Big Nate Newton birthday today. So salute to Big Nate Newton.
Happy birthday, Nate. We're on the line with you, Nate. Happy birthday.
Yeah, but you know who Parsons is?
Who Parsons is as a businessman?
He's moving. All right, I'm trying to say it respectfully. You know what I'm saying?
I want you to get it to my blood.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you straight up right now.
Okay.
Parsons is trusting Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones as Travis Hunter is trusting his sweets. Yeah. So just like Travis Hunter trusts his lady, Parsons trusts Jerry and Steven with this particular situation. So therefore, he's going to be to this point and say, hey, I don't care about 40. I don't care about 35, 30 million. I don't care about what we're saying that, hey, even Amari Cooper took $6 million less. And people still kind of like, hey, he giving up on X, Y, and Z things. Hey, get rid of Amari Cooper. This fan base would chew you up and spit you out. And also this front office will take advantage of you and won't use the money. So we will sit back, and I'm going to sit back, and I'm really watching how the Cowboys are going to move and operate if Parsons really saying that, hey, I don't need all of this money. Well, we're going to be looking, because one thing for sure, we know how to follow the money over here in Cowboys land, and that ain't up for the debate. We gonna be able to say, hey, you said, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna watch this very closely, fam. Yeah.
That's why when Michael made that statement on his podcast,
right?
That showed me that when a person speak ahead, that mean that he gonna tell us what we want to hear because it's his podcast. Mm-hmm. And we got to continue to go with the podcast. But as he's speaking, when it's time for that business, I think he already told Jerry, listen, I'm going to take less, but you got to make some moves. I know he done told Jerry and Steve that. And with not them telling them that, they know Micah Parsons is a generation talent. They're not going to let Micah Parsons go nowhere.
I mean, that's a given, right? But
they talking about trade. You ain't gonna trade nothing. You gonna trade the picks, but you ain't gonna trade on Micah Parsons.
Well, we will find out, bro. I don't think that they would never gonna trade him anyway. But I'm saying is the thing is that they can't use that they can't use that number one bullet that they always say. We got to figure out how much we paying Parsons. Well, he's already saying that he'd rather pay for dog water.
He done told the truth. He told the truth before it came out. He said, listen, I take less. I don't care about the money. So now it's on them to prove to the fans.
Yeah, no. It's just they got the ball in their court now, man. I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Thank you for calling in, bro.
Yeah.
Good call from him. Yeah, so, the ball is in their court now. So he said he deferred. All right, so I got from the 305. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's good, Big Law? Happy Friday.
Hey, man. Happy Friday to you as well, bro. Shoot, what you got?
What's good? First of all, before we start, man, I just want to say y'all gonna get off my owner, man. I gotta start talking about Jerry like that, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Every time I call up here, y'all just trashing my owner, man. He's the best owner that in the world, man. You get what I'm saying?
Well, those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So I'm not finna change your mind. So hey, if it is, you know what I'm saying. Hey, some people like raisins on the potato salad. You want good.
Definitely not.
Plate be upside down in the trash can where I'm at. Hey, Law, how was that potato salad? It was delicious,
was delicious. Yeah, it was delicious.
Delicioso.
Yeah, at the end of the table.
Yeah, at the end of the table. Yeah.
Before we start, I mean, I got something to say. I mean, as far as the process thing, because everybody we talk about the process things. I know last couple of days I've been talking about the trade and other got crucified without the cross. But I don't like that he said that he would take a pay cut. For one, if I'm him, I'm not taking no pay cut. And I never paid it down in the league. I never paid it in the NFL. So, and I got friends that play in the NFL. You know, they wasn't like starters, but I have friends that play in the NFL, like Richie Gordon and all them boys. And the things that they go through, bro, I'm not taking no pay cut for no Jerry.
Nah.
I know what I said about trading him because it like I told you before, it was never about Parsons' talent about trading him. It was all about the scheme and how we're using Parsons and the resources that we need. I think he's the only thing that could get us those resources. But me taking I know people talking about $10 million is not that far along from 40. Yes, it is once they take taxes out. Yes, it is.
Yeah. I already know. You know what I'm saying?
You get what I'm saying? So all that Tim taking a pay cut, I don't agree with. He might just be saying that just to get the negotiation started. But if I'm him, I'm not taking no pay cut for one. Because Jerry is not gonna do the right thing. Jerry is not gonna get him a D tackle that he need or a middle linebacker that he need. Or anything, etc. He's not going to build a team because you took that $10 million pay cut. So he'll be a fool to take that pay cut. You get what I'm saying, Big Law? I know I always say about Parsons about the trade, but let me say this. Somebody died on that field 2 years ago. You get what I'm saying?
Facts. But that's why
field, Big Law.
That's why I said, and then my guy was like Action Powders in the chat said it was a terrible analogy to use Travis Hunter on how much trust and love that he had for his Swedes or his fiance is the equivalency what Micah Parsons had trust and love for Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. It is, because you never negotiate with the Joneses openly and publicly because they are billionaires. And just the same fact that even Dez Bryant had great wisdom and understanding to do that, because Jerry tried to get Dez Bryant one-on-one by himself, right? It's documented, right? And Dez was wise enough and smart enough to say, hey, Jerry, you wouldn't be able to guard me out there on that touchdown one-on-one by yourself, right? And he says, no, God, no, I wouldn't be able to guard you one-on-one. So Dez in return says, so why would I sit down one-on-one with you and in negotiating on contracts? You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is what Jerry do. He negotiate for billions. And anybody that knows this, especially when you are a owner and you got laborers or people who work under you, your number one goal and opportunity is to do what? Buy low, sell high. You know, that's just the 1,000 ways to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to look at it how to get low. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So yeah. Micah Parsons, to a degree, is very foolish and unwise to say, yeah, I'm willing to take low. I'm willing to take less in dog water to stay here or to play in a position here. Meaning that now he done cut the legs off from under his agent feet. And I'm telling people, everybody's a Ron Shazier hit away and all of those other things. You got CBA, you got all of those other things that they're looking at it like, hey, wait a minute. It's supposed to be to the highest bidder, because at the end of the day, 305, it is still millionaires versus billionaires.
Exactly. I totally agree with you, Big Law. And that was my next thing I was going to say. Well, I was going to ask you a question. Don't the NFLPA kind of will kind of brought in and say, hey, Parsons, what are you doing? Because you're going to mess it up for the next man up.
Yeah, they
got it up for the next man up.
Trust me, yeah, they're going to reach out and say, hey, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But it's still, everyone have a choice. Everyone have options. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's still your choice, you know. It's your choice.
That's the whole reason why they got this quarterback market the way it is, because the next man up.
Right.
So even if Dak wanted to take a pay cut.
Where you at? Yeah. Okay. Boy. you had to hurry up and swim up and get that bubble now.
Headphones. I had to get out of my pocket. I'm like, oh man.
Okay.
But I was saying that's the reason why I like the Dak Prescott contract went the way it went, because the NFLPA not gonna tell you, hey man, you messing it up for the next quarterback. Like, we try to get the most money that we can. We like you said, we fighting against billionaires that already got their money. Why would you mess up your money? And like I said, somebody died on that field 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not giving nobody no money when y'all try to even cover up. And I'm gonna say they try to cover up that. They don't talk about it in the media. They after that happened, you're gonna see that they try to cover it up. So I'm not gonna give nobody no $10 million pay cut when you a billionaire. You don't need my $10 million. Why do you need my $10 million if you're not gonna buy what I need you to buy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it do plays into the hands of the general public. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. You know. Mm-hmm. So you will win favors because it's gonna make it, or it's gonna let you say, okay, this guy's not selfish. When the whole point, the person that's ultimately selfish is the NFL and its shield and its owners. They are the selfish ones. They are the ones that's making billions. The player's not going to make billions, not within the 1 year on top of that plan. But you know, it is what it is, bro. You know. So
I see these major league baseball players making $700 million, $800 million, and they don't go through half the things y'all go through.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, you know, it's not well deserving, because baseball is baseball. That's like a sport from the beginning of time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these guys go out there and risk their life every single day, even in practice.
Yeah.
Even in practice, you could die on that field.
Yeah.
So me, I don't like the comment that he made. I mean, I'm glad that he made it. Because it shows, like you said, it shows his character. It shows him growing up. It shows him that he want to be a Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us growing up wanting to be a Cowboy, so he's probably one of those guys. But yeah, I think it's bad for him to say that. But before I go, Big Law,
what's up?
I want to say something. So we've been talking about free agent and all this stuff, and especially this year, we didn't do nothing at free agent. Do you think it was a I don't want to say gift from the curve, but do you think it was a bright idea to not go on free agent? Because let's think about it. We'd have went in free agent and got Derrick Henry, right? Well, we'd have been able to analyze, Rico at this point, because we'd have had Derrick, right? We'd have had Derrick running the ball 100 times. So would we have been able to see what Rico would have had on the bench?
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we call a conundrum, or hindsight is 20/20 now. You know what I'm saying? So, and regardless of it, Rico can't tie Derrick Henry's shoes, nor Saquon Barkley. So I'm not, and I like Rico, but we can't. That's why I say we can't put too much stock into beating up on the Panthers, Bengals, Washington's defense, and as well as the Giants' defense. You can't pay too much into that, because of the fact that those are bottom tier defenses, whereas Derrick Henry been known to do this against top 5 and top 6 defenses. But I get the argument though. I get the point though, bro. And I appreciate you for calling in.
No problem, Bill Law. Thank you for taking my call.
No doubt, bro. Appreciate you, man. I don't want us to over evaluate or analyze the fact that, and I'm not saying that Rico ain't a world beater and these sorts of things, but it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this Bucs defense, when you really look back at the tape, they are similar to defenses that we played in the past 3 or 4 games. These are not top 5 or top 10 defenses as well. So, but I give it what people are saying, like, hey, now we got a shining armor for Rico. Well, he's a free agent guy now. So hopefully, the Cowboys do the right thing and get the right versions of the contract with that. Don't pay no Rico $15 million APY. Don't do that now. Don't do that and say, hey, he's putting up this and that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all get what I'm saying? And no shade at Rico. It is what it is. All right, from the 214, that boy Chris, what's good with you?
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. What you got?
Hey, you can hear me pretty good or what?
Yeah, you sound pretty good. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, man. So basically, I want to say whenever the contract and everything is, I'm gonna say what, like 5 to 6 months. I want to challenge us as a fan base to pay attention, because honestly, I feel like that they can get away with a bunch of this stuff.
Now you do sound like you got a lot of echo. You got a lot of echo though. But could be going. You in a hall or somewhere?
Hey, what about now?
Sound better, bro. Talk to me.
All right. Yeah, I'm at work, by the way, so I'm trying to, find me like a little quiet spot.
No worries, no worries.
All right. No, I was going to say, they can get away with a bunch of this stuff because most of our fan base, we don't have the IQ to fight this stuff and fight back whenever we see Cap. I don't think it's enough of that. So please, when Micah get his contract, and we see, okay, he stood on his word.
Yeah.
He did take a pay cut. We gotta fight back. Be like, hey, he did his part.
Right.
Do y'all's. Because they get away with a lot of stuff that we do not fight back on. So that's what we gotta do.
Mm-hmm. You got to call them out, man, and let them know that, hey, Parsons did took XYZ amount less money. So with that money that he took less with, let's go get another player. Let's go get another playmaker, And those are things that I think that the base of this conversation is what most people saying that's what Parsons is also going to say. Like, hey, can we go get X, Y, and Z? At least let me voice what we need in order to get things going, right? And that is the ultimate best way to move this way. But
right. And no, go ahead.
No, I was saying, but I was saying that a philosophy is philosophy, right? There was at one point in time a guy named Rico Gathers making more money than your quarterback. That's the starting quarterback here, right? And they still didn't go out there and grab anyone. You know what I'm saying? That was notable enough to turn heads or be a difference maker in their season. So we got to make sure that we call out all things, not few things. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But I will say, hey, don't y'all get mad at Micah either if he want to break the bank. I will say that.
On the next wave around, yeah.
Yeah, don't get mad at Micah if he still want to break the bank.
Yeah.
Do not. Yeah, that's all I had.
Oh, okay.
All right, Law, you have a great day. Y'all have a great day. Cowboy Nation. Go Longhorns, go SMU if you're watching college football tomorrow.
No doubt, man. Go Longhorns and SMU, man. Appreciate you. Hook them. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. That was everybody, man. I appreciate y'all support on this beautiful Friday. And there are certain things that when you in certain situations, things just work out for you, Things just work out for you. They will prepare them for you. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't have to do this number right here. You know what I'm saying? Know it. Yeah. You wouldn't have to just drink it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord. Yeah. You don't want to do that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it's time for that big bull, here's how it goes. When you are great, there will be things set aside for you. When you are elite, there will be things set aside for you. When it's time for the bull, to go through his mating season. They call him the breeding bull. There's only one bull to breed over 50 to 100 cattle. So that's just how it goes. One bull. You can't have multitudes of bulls in there. And that's just how it is. And when it's time for that to happen, it's going to happen. And now it's time for Parsons to be that one bull to go in there, and get things going. And let's see if it's going to be that, But the Joneses, they know how this thing operating works. And I want to see if I can pull this analogy over to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Boom. Let me see. Yeah. See that mating bull right there? It's a breeder's bull. Yeah, it's time. There's only one bull. Only one male. You can't have multitudes of other males in there. Nah. It's time for him to get his just due. Yeah. And it's time for him to get it on. And that's just how it goes. Yes, indeed. And it's about time for this thing to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's only one bull. It's just his time, baby. Trip Aces, I'm telling the truth. Ain't that right, Sean? Yeah, Posey. Yeah, he said, I'm the man when it's time for me to walk through it. Yeah, it's my turn now. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only bull. Yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? They about to make more burgers, yeah. So let's see how all of this is about to go down. And it's about to get things going. You know what I'm saying? Them shorties are riding the bull, yeah. Look, he got to get it on. Because at the end of the day, it's his call and it's his turn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's his turn to get things going. That's life. You know what I'm saying? Hey, why the other bull, the young bull say, hey, when I can get my turn, you got to wait, son. You got to wait. This is my turn right now. Yeah, we need more burgers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're going to fight for them, too. Yeah, they're going to protect for them, too. So they're going to do all of those things that's applicable to that situation, ladies and gentlemen. And as we depart, no bull sugar now. You know what I'm saying? No bull sugar now. Yeah. Time is of the essence. Time is going to happen. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. It's right here. Cowboy Nation, these next 3 games. Young Star says, I call bull sugar. Yeah. Yeah. Long live the bull, baby. Bull been on IR, yeah. He gonna go to IR. They're gonna stretch him out. There's that Waggle. Shout out that Waggle. Give me that Waggle. Yeah. Cowboy Nation. Are you the bull? Are you ready to rumble for these next 3 games? Where will we stand? Tall or not at all? Where will we be at, Action? Where you at, Action, pal? And y'all stop talking about Travis Hunter. Y'all stop talking about the young kid. Love is meant to be that way, unconditional. Love is meant to be blind. Love's a sin. Love's a crime. Love is when you have grief and you ask God for a sign. Baby, my love run deeper than the sea. My love gonna get you, baby. It's deep. But neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. blindly as it is, we all love the Cowboys unconditionally. Win, lose, or draw, no matter how bad we look, how horrid we look, or how crazy Jerry Jones would say that it's bigger than winning football games of me doing this Netflix documentary. Love is supposed to be tender like Angus. Yeah, oh Lord. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, a plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness or body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, you will get it. Ain't that right, Jerry? Jerry is bigger than winning footballs. Jerry. Salute to all of the sponsors. Let's get it. Cowboy Nation. We up out.
Give me my theme music.
What more do you want from me?
I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something.
Netflix! Hook your boy up, man.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel.
I can't play Monty right now, man. Them damn Eagles winning too much.
Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up.
Them damn Eagles winning everything, man. When they lose, boy, ooh, they better win this weekend.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say and roll my change.